Welcome, beloveds, to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Nashville. My name is Jaie Tiefenbrunn, and I'm very pleased to be your Director of Music Ministries. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our online Music Sunday worship this morning. If you're watching live, you'll see buttons that will bring you to our website. And if you're watching via YouTube or Facebook, please visit firstuunash.org and click on the With You Worship Portal button for all the information you need to participate in today's worship, including the order of service, joys and concerns, and our offering. As today is Music Sunday, there's a special line on our donation form for you to contribute directly to our music ministry. A few weeks ago, we celebrated Ramadan, and Gail and I opted to program one of our hymns, attributed to Sufi mystic poet Rumi and written by Lynn Unger. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. It doesn't matter. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Come, even if you have broken your vows 1,000 times. Come, yet again, come. I edited together a recording of our choir members and singers, all singing from their homes and accompanied by Tom Surface. Won't you join them in singing our opening song, number 188, Come, Come, Whoever You Are.
Though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, 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 though you've broken your vows 1,000
I invite you now to connect with your neighbors that are worshiping online with us this morning. Connect from your hearts. Won't you say hello in our chat to let us know that you're here this morning?
Our chalice lighting this morning is by Rainier Maria Rilke. I live my life in widening circles that reach across the world. I may not complete this last one, but I give myself to it. I circle around God, around the primordial tower. I've been circling for thousands of years, and I still don't know, am I a falcon, a storm, or a great song?
I'd like to invite you to join your hearts and minds in the spirit of worship with these words from a poem called Keramos by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Turn, turn my wheel, turn round and round without a pause, without a sound. So spins the flying world away. This clay, well mixed with marl and sand, follows the motion of my hand. For some must follow and some command, though all are made of clay.
We ran over here, we ran over there. We gave it our best shot, more than our share. So much to be thankful for when the day is done. We made good money, we fought the good fight. We all work together, we're doing alright. So let's go to work on a world where we all belong. We all belong. Well, it's a hard point to make, not a hard road to take. It can be a hard, long life. Sometimes hard rain in our eyes. It's one more step after one good thought. Once we know we're blessed, as the good fight is fought, we can share our love in this world where we all belong. We all belong. We all belong. It's a world where we all belong. We learn about Jesus, we studied Judaism, read Mohammed and Confucius, Buddhism and Hinduism. One thing we all share is we're in this world together. We raise a little family, we make a lot of friends. We count on the children when the story ends. So let's go to work and make this world much better. We all belong. Well, it's a hard point to make, not a hard road to take. It can be a hard, long life. Sometimes hard rain in our eyes. It's one more step after one good thought. Once we know we're blessed, as the good fight is fought, we can share our love in this world where we all belong. We all belong. We all belong. It's a world where we all belong. Well, you can say I'm crazy and that this song is silly, and I can say you're silly and we all think you're crazy. Maybe we ought to hear a silly song for a change. You can say you're perfect and I can say I'm perfect, and we can say we're perfect, but we ain't all that perfect. Maybe this silly old song can help egos rearrange. We all belong. Well, it's a hard one, it's not that hard. It's one more step after one good thought. Once we know we're blessed, as the good fight is fought, we can share our love in this world where we all belong. We all belong. We all belong. It's a world where we all belong. 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 It's a world where we all belong. We all belong.
Thanks, Tom. Our story today comes from David W. Haas, one of our member composers. About 15 years ago, he first set foot in First UU Nashville's campus. This was around the same time that Gail Seavey first came to Nashville to be our lead minister. When I invited him to participate in Music Sunday, he was inspired to write this song. He said, "I thought about circles and cycles. I started thinking about people coming and going, and how sometimes what goes around comes around. But most importantly, I thought about Gail Seavey." In his story, he mentions our incoming minister. Her name is actually pronounced Diane Daugert, and we look forward to meeting her in August. This song tells the absolutely true story of how, thanks to his son Daniel, he became a member of FUUN.
When our son Daniel was a Boy Scout, we were so proud. In our family for generations, to not be a Boy Scout was not allowed. And you must be an Eagle Scout to hang with the Haas crowd. You checked all those Eagle boxes, he was friendly, courteous, and kind. But one Eagle box was a problem. Daniel was in a bind. He needed a letter from a preacher to cross the Eagle finish line. He said, "Dad, I need the God credit, and I need it awful quick." So we looked in the yellow pages for a church that won't make us sick. We found this place on Woodmont that just might do the trick. He asked the preacher for the God credit. She understood. She said, "I'm happy to write you a letter, but it might do no good." You see, our church accepted gay Boy Scouts when few churches would. For Daniel's Eagle Project, he helped refugees stay in our hood. But the local Boy Scout head honcho said that does our community no good. Why don't you do something useful, like build a bench in the woods? Well, Daniel got the God credit, and he wears the Eagle crown. Thanks to Dan and his friends, those Sudanese men still live in our town. And gay Boy Scouts, they're the least of the Boy Scouts' worries now. Well, Gail Seavey is headed to Salem to give the God credit to folks up there. A new preacher lady's coming to Nashville, her wisdom to share. And me, I still sing in the choir like Charlie Parker's teddy bear. So if your child needs a God credit, I don't know what Diane Dagger will do. But if you want to sing in a choir, I know just the place for you. First Nashville, you. The God credit.
Good morning. My name is Elaine Daly-Freed, and I'm a member of this congregation, co-chair of the worship committee, and sing in the chamber choir. And it's my pleasure to welcome you to worship this morning. As Unitarian Universalists, our spiritual paths vary, but in this congregation, we have made a covenant together. We affirm our interdependence, celebrate our differences, and work for justice. We are a welcoming congregation, and we deepen our relationships as we serve our congregation's mission to create community, nurture spiritual growth, and act on our values in the broader world, guided by reason and compassion. I want to extend a special welcome to visitors worshiping with us this morning. If you're seeking a spiritual home, we hope that you may find it here. All are welcome to attend our services, and people become members of this congregation by signing the membership book and supporting the church with their time and finances. If you're considering joining the church, please contact Denise Gouch, our assistant minister for congregational engagement. Her email address can be found in the staff directory under Contact Us on our website. Following the service, we hope everyone will enjoy at least one of the online opportunities for fellowship listed in our online worship portal. There are many announcements posted on our website, which I hope you'll read. And now we have a special announcement from the Lead Ministers Advisory Committee.
Good morning. I'm Jessica Young, and I'm representing the Lead Ministerial Advisory Committee. Please join us after the service on June 7th from noon to 3 p.m. for a goodbye Zoom call to celebrate and remember Gail's 15 years with us. This will be an open house style event. We'll pass the virtual mic and give everyone a chance to share their stories and memories of Gail and Jim. No need to stay for all 3 hours. Just drop by for a few minutes and stay as long as you are able. Details, including the login information for the Zoom, are available in the announcements and on the website at firstuunash.org/Gales-farewell. There, you can also find details about the other physically distanced ways we're saying goodbye and celebrating Gail, including our online scrapbook and the upcoming car parade. Thanks.
We cannot pass the offering bowls to each other today, but our fabulous finance and communication folks have made sure that anyone, anytime, can access our online donation form at firstuunash.org. If you prefer to mail a check to the church, please write in the memo line how you would like your donation to be used. To have it credited to your pledge, please write pledge. If you write Sunday offering, it will be donated to our Share the Plate partner. For the month of May, our Share the Plate partner is SAFE, a safe, affirming family environment working directly and in collaboration with other local agencies to serve at-risk youth and families. Today, you may also choose to donate directly to Music Sunday. This special fund has paid for musicians, clinicians, and commissioned choral arrangements, and will be used for future recording projects until our choirs can meet again to rehearse and sing together. For your convenience, a field marked Music Sunday can be found on our online giving form under donations for this purpose. In this season of virtual offering bowls, we are so grateful for your generosity, which sustains our congregation and its mission. Thank you.
I'd like to invite you all to take a deep breath. Bring yourself more fully present to whatever sacred space surrounds you, for all of space in which you are fully present is made sacred. Become more fully present to those that you are gathered with in person, wherever you're watching this, and across this city and this nation, and to yourself. Following an anthem, we will share joys and concerns that you find in your heart through an online form, which you have given us permission to share. All joys and concerns will be shared as usual with our lay ministry team, and you can find that form if you're watching live right here on this service, or on the our FUUN nash.org. So I invite you to go into that place where you carry those joys, concerns, and sorrows during this past days and weeks and hours. And please think about which ones you'd like to share with us. Let us now reflect and listen.
Good morning. When Jay asked me to do a song, I immediately wanted to do a Peter Mayer song. A lot of his songs have meant a lot to me. This song in particular is one that still gets to me every time. It's called Holy Now. When I was a boy, each week on Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest, and he would read the holy word, consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad, miracles don't happen still, but now I can't keep track. Everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, barely wet my fingertips, now I have to hold my breath like I'm singing in a sea of air. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament, well, that'd be very hard to say. And see another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament, I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood and saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. Used to be a world half there, heaven second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
No surprise, so many joys and concerns during this extraordinarily difficult week. The first is a concern from Brian Carlson. I am concerned with the riots and looting from this past week will distract white people from our true mission. The need to focus on the dismantling of our white supremacist society. I truly hope we haven't lost our way. Oh, Brian, so many of us join you in that prayer. This next is a joy, and it's from Evelyn Cotton. And she says, my friend went to her friend's house and stayed for 2 nights, but she is coming back today. So Evelyn, may you rejoined with your dear friend. And this is a joy from Lois Wagner. Profound joy from my friend Leo and his partner Carl, who after 5 weeks in the hospital under treatment for COVID-19 and then 2 weeks in acute care rehab in Orlando, is returning Tuesday to Nashville to be admitted to Vanderbilt Rehab Hospital. Leo will finally get to see and hold him for the first time in 2 months. To quote our minister, and may I add, many others, blessed be. Thank you, Lois. What a joy. And this is a concern from Maria Cottingham. She's heartbroken over the unrest in this country right now. Let us all join as we hold each other's broken hearts. And this is a concern from Lisa Anderson. Concern for a former professor's mother and daughter who are in the hospital with COVID, and a friend's friend who is at home with a mild case. We'll hold them in our hearts, Lisa. And this is a concern from Emerson Hackett. Reverend Gail is leaving soon, and I will miss her. I'm going to miss you too, Emerson, and so many, many of you. Let's see. We also have a joy from, a joy and a concern from Christopher Cotton. My dad finally had a scheduled date of Monday for his back surgery. It has been canceled. It had been canceled in March, and we hope for a good surgery and easy recovery. We join you in that hope, Christopher. And we have from Silica Shade a concern, so concerned about the ongoing racism, violence, and white supremacy in our country. And Elizabeth Gerchier has a joy. My brother Aaron's post-stem cell transplant scan looks fantastic this week. So he is officially in remission. So grateful for the amazing healthcare he has had access to. Oh, it's good news, Elizabeth. May all have that same access to healthcare. Oh, this is Evelyn Cotton. She has another concern. She says, I will miss you so much, Gail, when you leave. I'm going to miss you too, Evelyn. Actually, you know, Kitty and Monkey aren't here today, but they're going to miss you too, Evelyn. And this looks like our last concern. This is from Lewis Garvin. Lewis says, I am saddened by the loss of my godmother, Fleur Simmons, who died last week. Her wit, warmth, and laughter will be missed. Sending loving kindness to her daughters, Catherine, Jean, and Elizabeth. In her honor, I will bring a muffaletta sandwich to the airport the next time I fly. I invite you to hold all of these joys, concerns, and sorrows in your hearts, as well as those that are unspoken on your lips, in the spirit of prayer. Oh, spirit of life and love. We hold ourselves in balance in these spinning circles of our lives. Some of these circles of life and death, illness and recovery, we expect as we spin, spin, spin through the years, through the seasons. And within these cycles, we spin with the moon and the stars. And within these cycles of the moon, we spin the circles of our reason. And we are changer, we are changed, and we are changing. But as we spin with the rhythms of these natural cycles, we're all the more shocked when these expected cycles are disrupted by human hate, violence, greed, and fear. Now, I know sometimes these disruptions of spirit of life and love feel ancient to us. Sometimes they feel as inevitable as the earth spinning around the sun. But we know these disruptions, like systemic racism, sexism, and imperialism, that were made by human hands and voices, and therefore we know it is our human hands and voices that must disrupt them. We've been reading from this poem today that talks about a potter spinning clay, turning pots on a wheel. When we're in despair like this because of the events of systemic racism these last few weeks and months, it is like that we have a mound of clay under our hands, spinning, that has been knocked out of balance, because in that clay is not just the sand and marl that has been added there to make it strong, but our fingers have come across shards of glass that were wedged into that clay hundreds of years ago. And it rips the pot apart, and it tears and cuts our very flesh. And we have to, with those bleeding hands, push it down into center. And I'm afraid, take it off the wheel, because it cannot be recentered as it is. The clay needs to be spread out, and each one of those glass shards taken off, even as wounds try to heal, wedged back together and recentered on that wheel, so that we can continue creating new creations shaped by love and that social meaning of love that we call justice. So only then can we, during that time, we've got to take our hands off that wheel and join them, unjoin them, join them in love and fear and grief and joy, as we spin around and around with those inevitable seasons of our lives. The seasons, the moon, facing one another and then spinning around to another till tomorrow turns into today. Blessed be, and amen.
From his youth he sees inside slow parade of storms. Lessons learned from fear are nothing to lose. The voice remains, it sounds the same, even from so far. And he feels much better from the sky. Hear the cold faces and colors, they change our faith from believing. When I'm lost in the shadows to roam, the voice of Eugenia can send me home. Draw this bridge and sail away. The boy becomes a man, fight his own battles and realize some dreams. A beacon light shines all around, guides his ship to shore, and he feels much better in the light. Save he goes, faces and colors, they change our faith from believing. I've been lost in the shadows to roam with no ending. The faces and colors, they change to all that I know. But the voice of Eugenia can send me. silent times, my closest friend, without her strength I'd fall. Peace of mind and soul are nothing to lose. Rest inside her voice and find everything I need. And I feel much better. May the voice carry on. Faces and colors, they've changed. I fled from believing. I feel lost in the shadows to grow with no ending. Faces and colors, they've changed through all that I've known. But the voice of Eugenia can send me home. The voice of Eugenia can send me.
Let us hold this heartfelt music and all of our prayers in silence for a moment. May it be so.
I took my love and I took it down. Climbed a mountain and I turned around. And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean of tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? I don't know. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older. I'm getting older too. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older. I'm getting older too. Take my love, take it down. Climb a mountain and turn around. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslide will bring it down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslide will bring it down. Well, the landslide will bring it down.
I'm so grateful to all of the musicians who've participated to make this service what it is. And I'd like to share with you Melanie's words about the song April, which you'll hear in just a moment. She writes, April was written in honor of Steve Sherry, my uncle, who passed away a couple of years back. Steve struggled with schizophrenia. He would hold down a job, usually as a long-haul trucker, and then disappear for up to a decade at a time. By the time I got back in touch with him shortly before his death, he'd been estranged for most of my life, but I instantly recognized him. He looked just like my mother, and I recognized a similar pattern of ebb and flow in my own life. Depression is one of my oldest friends, and I'm particularly affected by the change of seasons. While I started this song in late November of 2016, I didn't finish it until early April, when my own seasonal depression ebbed, 2 weeks after Steve died. Over the last couple of years of playing this song, it's been amazing to see the way everyone relates to it differently. We all have cycles, even if they're not as extreme as Steve's. We all hit lows, but we all come round again. The important thing, we're never alone in those cycles.
November creeps in like the frost, climbing up my window pane. The cold just seeps into me, and I find I am frozen once again. And I get lost sometimes in the corners of my mind, where the darkness hides. But I'll be fine in a little while. Just call me in April. I'll be better then. It's just a season. I'll come round again. The broken pieces of my mind get tangled in lines sometimes, but call me in April. December crawls by in a fog, slow as wet gray winter days. My mind is lost and listless, drifting like the ice flows on the lake. And I get lost sometimes in the corners of my mind, where the darkness hides. But I'll be fine in a little while. Just call me in April. I'll be better then. It's just a season. I'll come round again. The broken pieces of my mind get tangled in lines sometimes, but call me in April. Oh, call me in April. I'll be better then. It's just a
Thank you so much, Melanie and Tom and David and Amberly and Lauren, Ben, Damon, and Karina. And also thank you to all the singers who sent recordings for the opening and closing songs. And of course, to Holling, our pianist, who you'll finally get to hear in just a moment. Thank you so much. Our closing song is Draw the Circle Wide. Not yet. Our closing song is Draw the Circle Wide by Mark A. Miller. Mark was the clinician at our Association of UU Music Ministries gathering last summer, and he shared his compositions with us so generously. Each session ended with, oh wait, I want to teach you one more. This song invites us to keep expanding the circles, to be together, to witness together, to hold space for others' voices when it is their turn to speak. The images in the video are a curtain call for today, as well as some pictures that I gathered from across the years when we could gather together. It's a fairly easy tune. My choir members sang it this year, so I invite you to sing along, hum along, sway along. You can pick up the tune and join in with me and Melanie and Brian and Tony and Holling. The lyrics are draw the circle wide. No one stands alone. We stand side by side. Draw the circle wide. And the B section, draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. This will be our song. No one stands alone. Standing side by side. Draw the circle wide. So sing, hum, sway along with me and Brian and Melanie and Tony and Holling in our closing song, Draw the Circle Wide.
No one stands alone, we'll stand side by
The words for our chalice extinguishing can be found at the bottom of your order of service. Please join with me. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together.
Turn, turn, turn my wheel. All things must change to something new, to something strange. Nothing that it can pause or stay. The moon will wax, the moon will wane. The mist and cloud will turn to rain. The rain to mist and cloud again. Tomorrow be today. This service is over. Let our service, our hearts, and our work continue for justice. May it be so.